But then when God gave us a friend, that's when we really got a good friend. And so they wanted to pick somebody beside David. David was just a little ruddy guy, but God wouldn't let the oil fall on anybody but David. What you saying, Pastor? What I'm saying is that you don't owe anybody but God for your anointing. Don't let the people fool you like they the one that did that for you. That they're the one that called you out or whatever. Because if it had not been for God choosing you out, and you need to understand that you weren't the one that people would have chosen. Never forget that. That God looked past all of your faults. And he saw your need.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I ain't got about 2 or 3 folks here that'll tell me, say, Pastor, I need him. Every hour.
Come on now.
Somebody else would say, Mother Bland said, that said, without God,
Yes, sir.
I could do nothing. I would be like a ship without a sail. As a matter of fact, Brother Jeff, there's about 2 or 3 of us that say, without God, I just wouldn't even move. It's nothing. The money is nothing. The position is nothing without God. Turn, if you will. I want to say, I understand that Pastor Lacey has to leave. Would y'all give the Lord a hand praise for him? Some of what we're going to preach about today, you understand that you're not going to get a whole lot of accolades or hand claps for doing what God said to do. You're not. And a man that's been on the gospel field for years, and then a man of integrity. Usually they love the one that's fooling them and tricking them. But the poor man that has some integrity and he can't help it. I taught in Bible study on Wednesday night, a lesson from Jeremiah, Sister Brenda Brewer, was that I would quit if I could. You see, when God got a hold of you, it's not you anymore. Some of us have that experience. But Lacey, if we could have quit, we'd have quit a long time ago. But it's just like Jeremiah in the 20th chapter when he said that when I began to think about how that this word had made me a gazing stock, and how they laughed at me and humiliated me, and how he put me in a tight place. And I said, God, you have deceived me. I said, I'm not going to make mention of him anymore. But when he tried to sit down, he left it on record. He said it was something like fire. Shut up in my bones. And so then when God got his hand on you, what I like is that when you can't go no further, he just picked you up. He just picked you up. I remember when I was drinking, I used to have what they call blackouts. Well, there were times I didn't even remember getting home. I'd have to go outside and just look and see what's my car outside. I remember a certain point, but then I woke up. Well, in my Christian experience, I've had something similar where it got so rough on me that I don't know how I made it. All I know is that when I looked up, I'm going to have to slow down right here. I'm getting happy right now. When I looked up, God had fixed it. No wonder it is that the person hollered out and said, long as I live. Long. See, this is a personal thing. I didn't come here for you this morning. I'm sorry, but something got me up and keeps me going when I don't want to go. And so the psalmist hollered out and said, long as I live. See, the trouble gonna work for my good. That which the devil meant for evil, it ain't gonna be nothing but a blessing to me, baby. When it's all said and done, God's gonna take that thing and turn it around. One writer said, when my enemies ran upon me, they stumbled and they failed. I used to worry about a Pastor Lacey meeting on me until I realized that he would confuse the meeting. They went in the meeting in order to dig a ditch, but when they came out with a blessing for me. Thank you, Jesus. There is no way to understand life without God.
That's right. Come on.
That's the reason it's not important whether you call yourself bishop or apostle, because that does not give you an understanding. You only get an understanding through humbling yourself to God.
Yeah.
And then God begins to reveal himself to you. Now, the thing about God is that you can't find God by searching for him. And that's the reason it's ludicrous for a person to say, I found God. God ain't never been lost. You're the one that lost. So you didn't find God. God revealed himself to you. That's the reason that the person who wrote Amazing Grace said, I was blind, but now it's a hard thing when God opened up your eyes. Folks don't understand you no more when God opened up your eyes. Folks don't want to have nothing to do with you no more when God opened up your eyes. When God opened up your eyes, honey, the things that used to bother you don't bother you no more. And that's the reason when the prophet was out there and his discernment said, oh my God, look at all these folks that got us surrounded. And that the prophet Elijah said, Lord, open up his eyes. Gehazi is looking at the enemy, but he needs to look at you. Open up his eyes so he can see. God opened up his eyes for the running, and there was chariots of fire all around. And then his testimony was, there'll be more for us than be against us. Quit yourself like me. God, you ain't on your own mission. God got you doing this. If it had been you, you'd have left it alone a long time ago. If it had been you, you'd been at home today watching cartoons or something. But God is the one that decided that I'm going to reveal myself unto you. See, when man tries to reveal God to you, he gives you an image of God that will profit him. Because in order for you to know God, you got to give him something. Amen. But when God reveals himself to you, it don't cost a thing. When God reveals himself to you, then you find out that God accepted you all the time. But you see, in order to keep you from God, the devil got to make you think there's something wrong with you. Come on, Pastor. He's got to make you think that it's something that you did, or there's some condition that you have. You see, he's always trying to keep you from God. Thank you, Lord. The woman that had an issue of blood, they tried to keep her from him. But see, the woman got desperate enough that she didn't care about the church folk. She didn't care about her condition. Yes, I'm bleeding. Yes, I'm stinking. But if I got to get to God, but nobody can help me but God. You church folk can't help me. My mama and them can't help me. I'm getting to the one that can do something about my condition. Thank you, Lord. So you can't get up that way he is. You can't get in up in the upper echelon. She said, that's all right. If I can just touch it.
All right now.
He got more healing in his hem.
All right.
He got enough healing. If I can touch the hem of his garment, all I have to do is just believe, and I believe unto righteousness. When he reveals, you see, anybody that tells you that it's something that you're going to do that's going to make you right with God is lying to you. They're giving you the wrong information. It's better not to have any direction than to have wrong direction. Because if you don't have any directions, you're standing there waiting on the right direction. But if somebody gives you the wrong direction, Brother Quentin Murray, then you feel confident, okay, I can head down this road. And you just working and you just running, but you headed toward the wrong direction.
Thank you, Jesus.
But when you give me the directions of the gospel, and those directions are that you can't help yourself.
All right now.
Quit. Rest. Yeah, he went and he did it all. He climbed the rugged cross on your behalf. And if you will believe it, if you will apply the blood to your life, that blood will make you a new creation. Thank you, Jesus. The book of Ecclesiastes, the words of the preacher, Solomon, a wise man. Solomon says, the words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem, vanity of vanities. Saith the preacher, vanity of vanity, all is vanities. You see, the devil intends for each and every one of us to live our life vain, to stay here our days and live them foolishly, and at the end of our days to lay on our bed. There was a French philosopher by the name of Voltaire that was well respected, and he said, Brother Bam, his whole life that there was no God. But if you read his deathbed account, when he realized that he was going to have to cross the chilly waters without God, he cried out and he said, I'm dying and I don't know God. There'll come a time that your money is not going to help you. There's come a time, about 2 or 3 has already been there. You had money, but the money wouldn't help you. You had money, but you couldn't. You had a bed, but you couldn't find no sleep. You had food, but you couldn't get an appetite. There comes a time when nothing will do. But God, I didn't come here this morning to preach to folks who had ease. I didn't come to preach to folks that's all right. I come this morning to preach to somebody that God been steering them. I come to preach to somebody that can't hardly rest at night. Because they say, God, I'm hungry for you. I just need a touch from you, God. God, I need you. I've had everything this world got to offer. Some of us come from very poor beginnings. We did not have shoes. We did not have the clothes that other folks had. And we got up and we said, when I get able, I'm going to buy this and I'm going to buy that. And we got it. But when we got it, it did not satisfy. It's some of us that know that if the Lord don't help us, we won't be able to stand the storm. And so the preacher says, vanity of vanities. Now, the reason I'm impressed with Solomon is because Solomon had something. See, that person talking about money won't change you. You broke. You don't know. But you see, if you done had some money and you know that the money did not do it. Oh, money is convenient. It feels good that when the bill come in, you can just go ahead and write a check. But down there's so much that it can do. But so much that it can't.
All right now.
And so now Solomon was a man that was rich beyond comparison. Solomon was a man that had wisdom. And so now Solomon begins to say that it's vanity. Why would you make a statement like that, Solomon? With all church folks show them funny like that never was you. That never was you. I'm talking about somebody else. I know it. But it took a little time. It took a little time that you learned. You're like, I'm better off at home. I'm better off because when I go out here, it's all kind of foolishness. All kind of folks is around. Vanity of vanities. Talk to us, Solomon. He says, what profit have a man of all his labor? See, we're told, go out, get an education, get a job, work hard, take care of your family, send your kids to college, do all this, and then your life is going to be great. But Solomon says, what profit have a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? Let me take my subject right here and let's move on. Look at your neighbor. Look them right there in the eye and ask them this simple question. Ask them, say, is life worth living?
Worth living.
Is life
Worth living.
You see, somewhere down the line, you ought to want to do more than just exist. Have you ever felt that way? Have you ever felt like this? Lord, what am I doing? I'm just going to work. I'm going to the grocery store. Coming back home. Going to church. What really is my life about? What really is my purpose? And so then Solomon says, out of all the labor that a man has under the sun, what does it profit him? Go down to verse 12. He says, I, the preacher, was king over Israel in Jerusalem, and I gave my heart to seek and to search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. This sore travail have God given to the the sons of men to be exercised therewith. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Because no matter how hard, Crystal, that you work, sooner or later, you're going to break down. Tell you something. Your knowledge begins to be a burden on you. Because when you don't know no better, it's an ignorant is bliss. But when you realize that we ain't going nowhere, we ain't doing nothing. Most folks going to church, Brother Bale is ignorantly happy. I go somewhere and begin to preach. I open up the Bible, then they want to stand up. I'm telling them, well, y'all can stand up if you want to, but you're going to be standing up the whole message. Look, I'm not getting ready to read 2 scriptures and then go to Holland and tell me don't go to the casino. Explain to me the word of God. You see, some folks don't want to do no better. That's the first thing that I have to understand. When you get, and it'll keep you from being vexed and keep you from being all messed up. Because you want to say, well, no, they don't want. My question, this little story here helped me out a lot. This guy, it's a true story. The guy said that he saw this guy who was a bum. And the guy said, give me a quarter. And the guy said, look, I'm a foreman at a job. I can hire, I can fire. Let me give you a job. I'm going to give you a job. The guy cussed him out. Frank, he said, you so-and-so, I didn't ask you for no job, I asked you for a quarter. I asked you for no job. I asked you for a quarter. And my friend said, he told him, he said, you know what? He said, he went in his pocket and gave him the quarter. He said, you know what? You're right. I want you to have a job. That's what I want. And what I have to realize is that everybody don't want what you want. And
All right. Yeah. That's right.
But it's somebody that wants what you got. And that is the person. It ain't who you want. It ain't who you want. But somebody wants what you got. And God does not mean for you to spend, Sister Annabella, your life frustrated, bumping your head up against the wall trying to give somebody something that they don't want.
Amen.
For real, I can't hardly believe nobody tell me that no more. I asked them, I'm 59 years old. They said, yeah. Pretty much. I thought you were 64. It's certain things that's undefeated. And so I have to understand that I got to choose. And then when he told Joshua, he said, choose you this day whom you will serve. Are you going to live after the flesh? Or are you going to live after the spirit? The flesh is what I want to do. But the spirit is the will of God. The spirit comes to a yielded vessel and he says, no more man, but God, have your way in my little soul. Brother George, what I like about it is that can't nobody handcuff God.
All right now.
People always want to put qualifications on you, and they want to put disqualifications on you. Why God can't use you? All right now. Prophet was out there, and his discernment said, oh my God, look at all these folks that got us surrounded. And then the prophet Elijah said, but Lord, open up his eyes. Gehazi is looking at the enemy, but he needs to look at you. Open up his eyes.